Hi,
Leah.
everybody.
Oh, hi
Hello.
guys. Don't mind us with our routine Leah bullying.
It's fine. I'm used to it.
We do it
Happy
out
New
of
Year.
we do it out of love.
It's not bullying, it's character building.
Exactly. Right. Welcome to year 4. How the hell have we got to year 4? Fine. Okay. Welcome back. Last time, amongst all sorts of wondrous wedding celebrations and drunkenness and dancing. Lots of dancing.
So
Not
much
necessarily good dancing, but it was still dancing.
So much dancing.
Other dancing. You you had a couple of things happen. One was that there was a name change. Kaluma has adopted the new name Hope after conversation following a lot of work within the community and bringing hope to other people. That someone rather drunkenly suggested that this would be a good way of celebrating. So Hope was born. So no change there. Hope also, following a fight um, with the demon, with the succubus, who recognised Kaluma as was, brought back to the fore um, the old fears and the old worries about Kaluma's past and Hope's past. Well, it was at that point you hadn't changed the name, but yes. And decision was made, and you all sort of volunteered to assist with Hope trying to travel back and find out what happened to their parents, why they were abandoned, and try and get some closure. Not many clues to go on, except that Hope remembered that the temple where they were left was in the capital of Karnath, which is a nation on the northern coast of um, the capital of the continent of Corvair. And as the skyboat flies, maybe some 600-700 miles to the north, you were making decisions about who was going to look after uh, Odith and Loris, and who was going to come on the journey. Cole is very invested in accompanying Hope on this mission. And what I can't remember, because I don't think we actually had a clear decision, was whether Odith would be staying at the Northern Hold or going home with Felenia's parents, or some other combination of things. And so that's a decision I'll want a final ruling on when I've finished asking people to do the introductions. And so that's kind of where we left it. At the end of the party, everyone's sort of in that sort of waking up and sort of getting together after several days after the main party, and various headaches and things had all faded, and grand times had been had by all. So, well, that was Valenio anyway. Um, and that leaves the way open for the journey. You do have access to a skyship. It's called the Merry Songbird. It's the ship that brought Cole and Valenia's parents all the way from Windhaven in time for the wedding. It's a sort of a fast cutter style ship, um, and um, that's certainly a possibility for commissioning that to take you on a number of different routes. And we'll come to those, and you can make your final decisions on how you want to get there. But before we do that, we'll check cameras, we'll check sound levels. I'll quickly go around each of you. I'll ask you each to introduce who you are, who you're playing, and if your character was a pirate, what would their nickname be? So we'll start with Leah.
Of course. Hi, everybody. Let me just look at the camera. Hello. That one, not that one. That one. Hi. Fuck's sake. It's been one of those mornings. So, I'm Leah. I play Valenia, the half-orc ranger. If my character was a pirate, their nickname would be String Bean. I don't know why, but it was just showing in my head.
Okay. Mother Mafia.
Hi, I'm Mother Mafia. I play Kerner, the Dragonlord Sorcerer, and if I was a pirate, my pirate's name would be Scales.
Okay.
Really inventive because of the scaly look of the skin.
It's how I name my Pokemon.
Moon.
Hi, I'm Moon. I play Arwen, the halfling cleric. I had to think of the word halfling for a second. Jesus Christ. And if he were a pirate, his nickname would be Shorty. Or cannon fodder.
The Flying Gambino. No. Anyway. Bunny, are you online?
Yes, I'm still here, but just not actually logged in yet.
Right.
But yes, hello, I'm Bunny. I play Lord Foreign Amberhammer. And if Foreign was a pirate, I don't know what would his name be.
His lordship.
I was thinking Redbeard.
Yeah.
I like that actually. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Redbeard. Okay.
Redbeard, yes.
Fair enough. Morgan Riley Gaming.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I play Hope, the Tiefling Cleric, Warlock, Winged Beast. If Hope was a pirate, their name would be Waterwings.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Is that because is that because Hope can't swim?
No, or is it because Hope keeps falling into the water trying to fly?
Because, Hope's got wings and they're on the water. Water wings.
But you know that's what they call rubber bands as well, yeah?
I mean, I hope they're not in the water. They should be on the ship.
Oh, it's been that sort of day, has it, Moon?
Water wings are thready because they're always knitting.
You know, like the GIF of the animated person just like vibrating up and down. That's me right now.
Here, Moon, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this coffee.
I don't like coffee. I don't really like coffee that much.
the captain of the Happy Magpie.
Yeah, so what would your nickname be if you were a pirate?
Good question.
It's a very strange pirate name.
Oh, gods. Grumpy No Sleep, probably.
I was gonna go for Blackbeard the Handsome.
Okay, you're biased, but thank you. Grumpy, sound like a dwarf. Here's my notebook gone, because I had one a minute ago. It has all the things written down that I need to remind myself of. This is over here. Oh, and everything else that was on top of it has gone flying. Yes, my traditional, literally leather-bound book of trying to remember where everything is. Yes, so the Merry Songbird. That was it, because I couldn't remember the ship's name, even though I've got it written in front of me on the screen. Merry Songbird is captained by Leo. He is well, he'll appear on screen shortly. He is the sort of the dragon marked, sort of related to the main Livendar house. He's a dragon marked member. And he has a small crew, some 6, 7, 8 people. And they typically carry small numbers of passengers and small high-value items. So it's quite a fast ship. It's also somewhat unusual. It's not a design you've seen before, but hey, you've been out of commission for a number of years unknowingly. Where in addition to the fixed pylons and glittering ring around which I knew that would get you, around which a fire elemental is bound that provides propulsion. It also has propellers and wings and sails and all sorts of things that are very precisely machined and calibrated and are, as you are told, as on the inquiries, are largely made by gnomish artificers in the nation of Zelago. The idea being that they are there to make the ship go even faster, or to be as a backup should something unpleasant happen.
Is it also red?
Something of I know where you're going with it. No,
Are there two engineers called Sid and Nero on the ship?
no,
Oh,
no. I don't even get the reference. So yay. And he will anyway be flying from in a couple of days' time from Newtown, Newhold rather, to Cragwar initially. I'm trying to find where the map's gone. There's the area map. That's useful. If I just pick up the continental map, and then you've got a better idea what we're talking about.
sorry, I'm still caught on the glittering ring.
Of course Morgan is.
Of course you. Right, that should bring you into the centre of the map.
Would it just spin up even more if it was just rimming the ship?
So, you are currently where I am. Just doing a focus ping there in the Black Cats, just on that ridge there. And he is commissioned to drop some supplies back to Cragwar, which is the large city, sort of right on the border of Breland and Yonder, which is where you picked up your mounts and everything when you kind of reached the end of the main road. So he's got to stop off there anyway, and that's like a couple of hours central amble that way. Beyond that, he's then got to go on to Marketplace, which is up there. And some of the conversations you were having last time was around whether you get to drop him off there and then basically get the lightning rail back to Fairhaven. I keep calling it Windhaven. I'm not quite sure. Back to Fairhaven, which is where your house lives and where your house. Well, actually, probably by now it is your house living. Over there,
In the middle of our street.
and you are looking to get to the city of Corth in Parnath. So it's not any further north than Fairhaven. So you're not, you're actually not going to be in winter gear and deep snows and anything else like that. Sort of more kind of Northern European sort of,
Spring.
well, yeah, will be eventually. Early spring, late winter.
Hope's cracking out the bikini.
Does surprise me. So yes, to pick up things at Corf. So yes, you have the choice of taking lightning rail, going by road, or any other combination of things. Yes, and your decision about what you're doing with regard to Odif and who's coming, who's staying, all those sorts of things. So, talk to me.
On my notes from last time, I'd note to say that Odif was going to stay with Loris
Okay.
because they'd bonded underneath the table with the explosions that he was making.
The look on Morgan's face right now is slightly concerned.
I think Odif just goes, "Oh, a dwarf. Thorin likes explosions." This child may like explosions too.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, sort of like with Odis not having any sort of like siblings, so to speak, I suppose Loris is probably the closest one he's got.
That's fair. Okay, so that's that decision made.
Yeah.
So are you going to bring Cole with you, or are you going to leave him to look after people, or?
I think no, Odif. I think Cole said that he would come.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're leaving the kids unsupervised. That's not going to bite us in the arse.
Well, I was going to smile very sweetly at my sister and be like, "Do you mind keeping half an eye on Odif to make sure he don't set fire to stuff?"
Yeah, he agreed all that. But Katana said she will look after him as long as he's well behaved. Faye has also said she'll support and help look after.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'll get my parents to keep an eye on the house in Fairhaven.
And I maybe have.
Just in case it tries to wander off.
Yeah, exactly. And I maybe
Okay.
take Odif to one side to have a quiet word with him to do the whole. Now, make sure you behave for like your auntie Kakana. I know she's a bit scary, but she means well, so be good.
I've got an image of Odif going, "She's not scary."
She's
So you haven't had to
scary.
live with her.
So the question is, so the next question is whether your parents are going to make their own way, or let me just quickly double check something. Or whether you want to try and squeeze them on and sort of try and at least get into the lightning rail, or
I think we'll do that. I think we'll try and squeeze them on, get them to the lightning rail. At least get them back to Fairhaven.
okay,
Yeah.
no problem. So I'll just quickly grabbing their tokens so I can put them onto the thing for a moment. Where are they? They are there and there.
So from Cragmore, he's going up to Fairhaven, did you say?
No, well, no, that's he hasn't sort of said where he's going on from there. But why do you have a? a fork.
I think
Hey, we actually have a planting. What's the bit gets you railed?
Okay. So, passage back to it was another let's see, back to oh, too many tabs
Marketplace.
open. No, it wasn't.
A DM with too many tabs open? Never happened
Market,
before.
yeah, marketplace. That was it.
Hmm.
That's where you were. Okay. So yeah. So, um, commissioning hiring the cabins and passage to marketplace. Um, he offers you a discount for the um, fine entertainment that they've had while sort of staying. Um, a mere 30 gold coins each, and he can get you to marketplace within the day.
Is that gold coins?
Yeah.
I just straight away just hand it over.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just kind of put it in. I'm also gonna throw in an extra 60 to cover off Valenia's parents'
Okay.
travel.
Yep. I'm gonna give
I-
him my 30.
Yeah, it's a journey of some just shy of 160 miles as the ship flies. Bad going.
It's not bad
So,
at all, actually.
Well,
sorry, I missed that.
That's not bad at all, to be honest.
No, not bad at all. So he sort of says he'll be leaving about midday, so they'll arrive early evening. So if you've got any last bits and pieces that you want to do in and around Newhold, here's your opportunity to do a bit of shopping, pick up a few bits and pieces, get your preparations.
Well, I definitely want to pick up some potions.
Okay.
I was about to say the same thing. I definitely need potions.
I can't remember if I've got none left or only the one.
Yeah, potions would be nice.
Okay.
I brush against
Harwin.
Arwen, thank you. His brain went completely Arwen it to put the heal on me.
Death Ward.
Death ward.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's a good actually idea. Arwen is going to reach out as Kerner says that he's going to try and wait. How tall is Kerner, by the way?
5'8", I think. Off the top of my head.
Gosh,
I
she's
need to
taller.
check.
God, they're taller than I thought they were. Wow.
Well, that's normally where height. That's normally where height ends. Is at the top of your head.
Yeah, no, he's just gonna hand on the arm to do Death Ward. The idea he had would not work because of height differences. That's fine.
Okay. Okay, looking for stuff that has stuff available. Who's going shopping?
I'm gonna go shopping as well.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to do healing potion shopping.
I definitely do need to try and get some healing potions because
Okay.
No, I'm 6'9".
6'9".
fucking hell, you're tall.
Fucking hell!
5'9".
5'9".
How are you that tall? How did you forget a whole extra feet?
5'9". Okay,
5'9".
That's slightly less scary. I suddenly had some very strange visions of Reed describing whole new areas as you were walking in. It's bad enough when Hope is having to remember to sort of lean sort of down so they're not sort of scraping sort of new channels in the wood for ceiling above them.
Even now, of a 6'9" like Kerner, picking up Kakana to give her a kiss.
Yeah, bearing in mind that mountain dwarfs are only about, I think, 4'10", something like that. Yeah.
Still taller than Arwen.
It's that meme with the two goth girls where one's picking the other one up and putting her against the wall.
Oh, bless. Okay. Okay. Bear in mind, there's been a massive party. So stocks of various curative and healing things are probably being consumed in great quantities. Somebody, please make an investigation check with advantage
I'll do it.
to find a shop or peddler that has potions in stock.
A 20.
Might just do it. For future reference, your DC was a 10. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You find a couple of places actually have got them. You reckon on in the sort of the time you've got bouncing around the town, you have managed to find a good between 3 shops, 18 bottles on sale for 10 gold each. So who wants to buy what?
Is that just normal healing potions? Is that?
Yeah.
Let me think. Well, I'll probably just grab 2 because it's like knowing that I've got like the hit points anyway.
How much were they again? Sorry.
10 gold each.
10 gold each.
I'll grab,
Go ahead, Morgan.
I'm going to grab 2. Just to take my healing potion up to 5.
Think it wouldn't hurt to get 3.
Okay.
Because I have none on me at all. And it's mainly like if I need to give it to other people or if I need oh shit, I'm out of kill wounds. Yeah. So that's 10 gold each. That's 30 the gold gone. There we go. And it's standard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How many does that leave?
That leaves 3, 5, 7. So that's
Leaves 11,
9.
doesn't it? Oh, 9.
No, it's not. It's 11. You're right. It's
11.
Yeah.
I will grab the others and just string them about.
Yeah.
And just put I think after that fight with the hags and all the rest of it, Valenia's become a little bit wary.
Sure. Okay. Anything else people on the lookout for?
I'm going to give Valenia some money towards the.
It's fine. It's fine.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Hope's going to get some clothes suitable for the climate, of course.
Okay. Yeah, fair. I mean, still pretty much this is the stuff you've been kind of wearing sort of when around. But yeah, what sort of design and look have a you can say spend probably get an outfit together for 10 to 30, good quality but hard wearing.
Yeah, I was thinking of a leather backless sort of
Jerkin, waistcoat,
Dress.
waistcoat.
Okay.
and a matching trousers. Well, shorts.
Knee highs, thigh highs, calf length.
Thigh.
Okay. So sort of like a slightly sturdier than gym wear type stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, they cost about, including the alterations, let's say 25 gold.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll do a speed job on it. Not yeah. Normally it would take a few days, but you're leaving at lunchtime. Yeah, okay, we'll get straight on it, and we can take out the back patch and.
Can I go and do some general wandering around and arrange for President's Day in the first month to go to Carmel?
Okay.
Even if it's just little things like a little trinket of some description.
Okay.
And then if I'm still missing, if we're still out after month 2, it's something that comes out every week just so she knows I'm thinking of her.
Okay. What budget?
I'm thinking for the monthly no more than 2 gold pieces.
Okay.
And for the weekly ones probably about 3 to 5.
Okay. Make an investigation check to find a merchant who will be able to do that and source things as you go along.
11.
Okay. Yeah, you can find, especially given that there's been celebrations, so sort of people will gear towards that. Yeah, should be fine. So couple of gold per day, couple of months. So that's easily 60 plus the sort of commission on top, 60, 80. Plus then you're sort of saying a few things, every week or every month.
We will want to go into month 2.
Okay. Let's say, including some extra for getting hold of stuff, if it proves to be more difficult, let's say 200 gold, and then that will cover the merchant's deliveries and his time and everything as well. Okay. Not a problem.
200 gold, you said,
Yep.
yeah.
Anyone else got any last minute business they want to do?
Let me check how many arrows I have. Should have plenty. No. That one. Doobie 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 doo. Those. Anywhere that sells +2 arrows.
Do investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, nat 1. Nat 1 for a 12.
Out of stock.
Out of stock. That's fine.
Bad luck. Yeah, no, nothing here. But you can always try again when you get to sort of somewhere bigger, especially when you get to marketplace. Almost certainly,
Yeah.
you get something. So not here. Okay.
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. I'm just gonna cry now.
Arwen, any last minute things you want to do? Things you want to get? People you want to talk to?
Arwen,
Deathly silence.
are you
Are
muted?
you on mute, Alan?
No, sorry, I was thinking. Sorry, I should have said thinking.
Buffering.
Sorry. Yeah, it's been one of those days. No, I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Sorry.
No one you want to say goodbye to? No.
To be honest, Arwen's not. The only time Arwen's really socialised and stuff like that outside the party is when he's just been generally helping people. He hasn't really. He hasn't really made many connections, really, aside from the party. So.
Okay.
Again, aside from the general people that he's just aided in the hold. I guess like any sort of like sort of thing he would have is mainly like talking to like people he helped or like the other people that were helping with healing. Because obviously he wouldn't have been the only one tending to the injured.
Yeah.
So I guess he'd be talking to like his colleagues. Is that the right term?
Colleagues, peers, others.
Yeah, like the people
I mean,
that.
okay.
That'd
yeah.
be the only weird thing. He doesn't really get out much. Yeah, and the last time he got out, he was running around naked on the streets.
That's true. That's true. I don't remember that from the big party. But okay.
Not the big party, no, but that's the last time he got out.
Yeah, large amounts of drunken dancing. That was entertaining.
Yeah, so I think that's like the people I guess he mainly. Oh, and then oh god, I forgot this person's name. The person that he danced with.
Oh,
Steeler, wasn't it?
Yeah, the one that I think this was the person he kicked in the face, wasn't it, when he rolled across the table?
Sierra.
Something like that.
No, Sierra.
Steeler, that was
Sierra.
it. Yeah,
There we
she's
go.
the woman who runs the soup kitchen.
Kitchen, yeah.
Fine and yeah, okay.
And the
Yeah,
same
the one who.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that he don't. I think he'd also say bye to her. I just remembered her existence. I'm sorry.
It's been a couple of weeks.
And I know her as the one Arwen kicked in the face by accident.
Okay, it's why I'm trying to do the subtle. Anyone else you might consider that you might? Okay.
Sorry,
well,
I am awful at this. You know me, Tim.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was paying attention to what you said because who knows what might happen next time you're down this way. Okay, has anyone else got anything else, or do you want to sort of?
Valenia's going to be doing the rounds and saying goodbye to people that she may have made acquaintances with while she's been in the area.
Retrieving sort of jumpers that have been left. And,
getting the keys back and that sort of thing.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I probably have already done my goodbyes to Odif and Kakana and done the whole, as I said, the whole behave yourself to Odif. And the whole sort of like, thank you for agreeing to keep an eye on the child to my sister. And doing the whole, I guess you're unofficially in charge while I'm away.
Yes. Don't worry, I'll do my best to stop the child from burning everything down. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, just don't let him near anything either flammable or explosive, and I'm sure everyone will be fine.
We're dwarves. We have forges in most of our main buildings. That's going to be a challenge, keeping away from anything hot or explosive. I'm sure we can harness it, and I've got a few artificers who might be able to give him some pointers on safety.
Good idea. Let him
Safety
hang out
equipment.
with. Good idea. Let him hang out with them. They might be a good influence.
Yeah.
Or a better influence than I can be.
I'm saying nothing, little brother. Don't worry.
I thought I'd say it before you did.
Yeah. Don't worry. Any last minute things you want to say to family before you?
Hopes if you're gonna just gather Odif up and give them loads of kisses. Look at.
It's hard to tell if he's happy with these things because he's got so many teeth in his mouth. His smiles always look sort of threatening.
Hope's just going to. Hope's just gonna just say to Odif, I'll try not to be gone too long.
Okay. Good luck.
And then they're gonna hand over. Basically, I'm gonna hand over some like metal bits that have fallen off Iron Defender and that have been replaced.
Okay.
And just say, here, I'm sure you can find some use for this.
You can see sort of the little light bulb sort of flickering into life and sort of started sort of handing it, turning the bits of metal over in his hands and seeing what things might connect to whatever. Speaking of Iron Defender, is that coming with you? Is that staying?
Iron Defender's coming with me.
Okay.
The Otters are coming with.
Wait, what was Iron Defender again?
What?
It's like
Iron Defender was my big dog.
Yeah, it's big robot dog.
Why did I forget we had that?
Because it's mostly been staying guarding the fort while he'd been out about in the wilds.
Yeah.
Mostly because last time it met a troll, the troll kind of flattened it with a single punch. So
Yeah.
literally flattened.
It's the reason why Rain stays at home these days.
The worst guard dog ever.
Yeah, woof.
You don't know that. It's fine.
Yeah. So Hope's going to give the Otters the choice coming with or staying here.
I mean, how are you? I'm curious how you're communicating that, or are you just going to gather them up with a big laugh and?
Speak with animals, mate.
Okay.
I can speak with animals.
Okay. The first time ever he mentions this.
No.
Okay.
I used it when we went to the house with the kids and they were chasing after the rat.
Okay.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. No, but yeah, you've not used it with the otters before. Okay. They look startled, as only otters can do, as you start to squeak at them. What's the gist of what you're saying?
Well, we need to go and find out stuff about me. Would you like to come or would you like to stay here?
They seem to be quite reluctant to sort of be leaving the area. They're sort of quite home and it's home, and they know where all the fish is and home and.
Hope's gonna reluctantly agree to let them stay.
Okay. I mean, you can attempt to make a persuasion roll and attempt to persuade them. It depends on what just sort of blank. Do you want to come on an adventure? Really, but
no. Hope's gonna give them both cuddles.
Okay.
Loads of fuss.
And you get lots of delight, and we'll see you soon, and happy hunting, and bring us food, and all the things. And I'm going to just send you a whisper on the chat.
I love how the Otter's priority was we're cozy here and we know where food is.
I mean, that's just animals for you.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Yeah, it's like we know where the comfy spots are and where the food is.
I'm also gonna have Hope spin around, look straight at Kakana, and go, I don't care if you are Thorin's sister. I don't care that you are Kerner's wife. If you let anything happen to my son and my otters while I am away, I will skin you alive.
Good luck with that.
Okay. So Hope's literally just. Yeah.
You putting your hoof down with a firm hand.
Yeah.
Hoof down with a firm hand. So is the hand the hoof? Then what's the hoof? Is it? So if the hand is the hoof,
it's actually a spare that was taken. It was actually severed off a cambion a couple of weeks ago, and just
or is it like hold your own leg and just like? Eh.
I'm trying to think which is more horrifying, to be honest.
Yes.
Well, can you imagine
acting like Rocket Raccoon? And I need that person's leg.
Yeah. Your last sight as you leave is of the otter as well. Buttercup sort of frolicking gently, but the male sort of clambering up into Odif's lap and curling up in his lap and sort of just gonna get him to sit still.
And then I've threatened Kakana with playing if she lets anything happen to Odif or the otters.
When I whisper.
Why do you think I just did there? Good luck with that.
Hello?
Sorry, just
No, it just went very silent. My brain went, uh-oh.
I love
Yeah,
how many.
yeah, no.
I love how many technical issues we've had in the past where we suspect any kind of silence.
Yeah, I know. So midday soon arrives.
Kakana respond to Hope.
Graciously saying, "They'll be safe here. We've got a lot of building to do. Everyone's got lots to be busy with, and they'll."
I keep Kerner safe. You keep my son safe.
Well, of course. He's under my roof.
Then I'm just gonna sort of like awkwardly like extend a long clawed hand and just go, my lady.
Very firm handshake. Good luck. Come back soon.
As she shakes the hand, like you just hear Hope going.
What, doing the very sort of discreet, like, ow, 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 ow. Thank you.
Oh
yes,
no, it's not just
handbag.
Hope's just squeaking the word ow.
Midday arrives. You gather yourselves, whatever possessions and luggage that you're bringing with you. His parents obviously are there. Cole's there with you. He's sort of got a rucksack, sort of bag of bits and pieces. It's sort of your parents have sort of changed into sort of slightly more practical travel gear. Likewise for Cole, he's sort of not so much of the finery and stuff that you've been obviously wearing for the parties. And there's a small crowd that sort of gather to sort of wish you all goodbye. Sort of getting up into the sky dock is an elevator lifts you up.
A beta.
Vader!
Beta.
That won't mean anything to anybody that doesn't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one who was confused.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know.
That's what the expression on my face. I have no idea.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one confused.
The ship, you're welcomed aboard by the captain, his crew, sort of a mix of humans, warforged. Fairly sure there's at least one who's sort of got at least a little bit of goblin blood in him, sort of running around, sort of checking the cannons, and without much sort of ceremony or delay, sort of once you're all on board, the gangplank's retracted. The captain goes to the the control surfaces for this sort of like a little pagoda / gazebo type thing right at the front of the ship, where sort of this sort of large sort of glowing rune and crystal studded device which is sort of seems sort of half built and half grown into the ship. Places his hand upon it. See the tattoo upon his arm glow gently. There's a corresponding glow from the crystals, and the ship begins to rise and move off and move away, off out into the clouds. And should now just have loading up.
Yay!
The ship upon which you are travelling. You're all up on the sort of the rear deck there with yeah. So there you are. They got someone sort of there on the general wheel for the vanes. That's the That's the first mate, Alana. Across down the other end, the captain's in the there you go, sort of there in front in the sort of the area where the kind of the actual magical controls for the elemental are, and then sort of down on the deck, sort of just down below on those stairs, you've got the various crew who are there. Yes, I mean, quick guided sort of tour. You've got the crew quarters is there. Plus any overdue. There's sort of a dining area, obviously on the same deck. The captain's quarters are just there. And then sort of down the deck below, you've got your various rooms. A couple of them have even got windows. I know. Shocking. There you go, just down there. There's an engineer, sort of an engineer, an artificer. He's an orc, sort of just doing last minute checking of various bits and pieces. You've got the kitchen right towards the front with the cook. And then there's sort of a hold down below, but you haven't really had a chance to investigate down there. But this looks to be the home for the rest of the day. Motion is very smooth, very fast. Certainly up here at the top, sort of the wind you feel would probably be a lot faster, if not for sort of some protection provided by the kind of the higher these kind of raised areas where they've got the railings. They've sort of got glass across them, and that sort of is cutting off the worst of the speed as it sort of gets faster and faster. It's certainly a lot faster than you've travelled on any transport. It's faster than the lightning rail that you last travelled on. And below you can sort of see the ridges and the mountains sort of sliding past. You can sort of spot sort of various of the landmarks and locations from your travels up. There are sort of places where you sort of vaguely recognise bits where you've had battles and encounters along the way, but it's going past. It's sort of like if you're sitting in an intercity, that kind of speed of the landscape sort of zipping by. That's probably the best description, but obviously from quite some considerable height. You're flying just below the cloud level.
Okay.
And the weather is it's overcast, but not sort of it's not raining or anything. It's not doing anything particularly unpleasant. It sort of seems to be sort of a comfortable level in terms of prevailing winds and everything else coming your way. Certainly getting a little bit chillier than it was down on the ground, but nothing that you can't handle at the moment. Anything you want to do to sort of fill the next few hours while you travel?
Hope's going to sit down and knit.
Okay. Well, up on the deck there, or downstairs on the main deck, or
Up on the main deck.
Okay. No worries.
I'm just gonna sit and read.
Okay.
Probably in my room.
Okay. I mean, feel free to obviously move yourselves around on the map to where you want to be and take your place there. I think quite. I mean, certainly initially, I think Glenna, your parents, rather than being up at the top there, sort of go down onto the main deck. It's a little bit more sheltered, and sort of spend a bit of time just kind of just watching the world go by and sort of having a good old nap with this and the other. Doing that thing where they sort of talk, sort of try engaging kind of one of the midshipmen, sort of a fairly sort of slender, lithe sort of warforged who sort of has that sort of look of I'm trying to do my job, but yes, I am going to be pleasant.
And he probably looks like he needs saving.
Quite possibly.
Valenia's gonna be a bitch and just ignore it.
Fair enough. That's fair enough.
Like, no. I know what they're like, so It's just like, nope.
Just move entirely out of that. Leave them to it. No worries.
Oh, yeah. Just gonna draw on the map randomly. That's fine.
I've just got an image of Hope looking at Valenia's dad and going, I can see where Valenia gets her touch from.
If anything, I'd say Valenia is probably taking in the world from more the front end of the ship.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, she's probably.
Is that a hot tub
What?
on the top of the ship?
No.
That's what the question is.
It's like a hot tub.
Okay.
Morgan, what hot tubs have you been in?
I'm concerned.
Yes, so am I.
All I'm going to say is, hot tub, baby.
I've never been in a hot tub.
Oh God.
That
Hot tub stream. Yeah.
Oh God.
I've been in a paddling pool. Is that the same thing?
No.
not
No.
really, no.
Unless you farted in it.
I mean, technically, I've been in a hot. Does like the in Bognor in Butlins? Does like the really like like the little hot tub little area in the swimming pool?
Yeah,
does
that's
that
a hot.
count?
That's technically a hot tub.
It wasn't like a public swimming pool, but technically it was warm and it had bubbles.
That's a hot tub.
Oh, and
I
then there was
mean,
a hot tub in a really bad hotel. Well, not in a bad hotel we stayed at, but the swimming pool was bad where we stayed at. There was a hot tub there.
So the swimming pool had a bit that was warm and had bubbles. Okay.
Well, it wasn't the swimming pool. It was like a separate part. So like the hot tub area was here, and then you had to walk across a little bit of the walkway to get into the swimming pool.
Okay. Fair enough.
But there was a bit of the swimming pool that had bubbles coming out, though. It was near the wall.
What is a hot tub?
You know that whole. Right, that's a thing that's just been discussed.
Sorry to derail with hot tubs.
Just gone. Does that mean it looks all hot and sexy because it's a hot tub, or is the tub just hot and warm? It just depends whether it's a hot tub, depending on who's looking at it and how much you've been spending.
How much have you had to drink?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Fair enough.
How much have you had to drink? Too much coffee?
Yeah. Possibly.
Right. Yeah.
I'm lost for words. I'm not for words.
You know you fucked up when the DM goes, I've got nothing for this.
So how is it that you've been broken over the countless topics that have been discussed? Why is it this is the one that broke
It's
you?
the hot tub.
Yeah.
We have discussed way worse than a hot tub.
Journey to Crag War takes about an hour and a half. And as soon as it comes into view, you sort of, wider of it, literally where it is, literally in this sort of this cleft in the mountain, right to the end of the mountains, hugely fortified and still very much a kind of a military location. It just also happens to have sort of large markets attached to it now. And they sort of stop there for about half an hour just to sort of let sort of offload a couple of bits and pieces, take on a few other bits and pieces, but that's a fairly sort of slick process. On the assumption you don't want to do anything while you're on the stopover in Crag War, then you're sort of swiftly travelling back along on its way, and it's just nice to be out in and actually kind of experiencing proper nature as opposed to that weird sort of timelessness and stillness that you had with the winter's nights hold over the land, and actually seeing wildlife sort of sort of now more over the plains and starting to sort of see farms and sort of things that haven't been set fire to or eaten by trolls, and sort of just a reminder that with all the chaos that's been going on, the rest of the world has sort of carried on. And in fact, actually, some of the old battlefields that you kind of travelled past on the journey from Marketplace are looking more kind of greened over. There's more signs of sort of the kind of some of the large sort of explosions and sort of pockmarked battlefields are kind of softening under new foliage, and in some cases looks like sort of there's attempts to kind of try and reclaim some of that land. There's sort of new buildings and things like that, and the roads seem to be sort of it looks like there's been sort of a degree of trying to sort of get better paving and better maintenance going on there as well. That traffic's about the same. Not hugely, not a huge amount of travel, but but it does seem to be sort of with the height and the distance you've got a better view of sort of you can sort of see merchant caravans sort of off in the distance and sort of heading in both directions, things like that. But in gleeful sort of disregard for any weird and wonderful things that might be trying to jump out on you if you were trying to travel the roads. Carry on through the afternoon, and as the evening dusk starts to sort of settle in, the lights of Marketplace come into view. And again, as you previously experienced, that sort of massive outer layer where all the kind of the merchants and the drovers and the sort of herding sort of the pens for livestock sort of as sort of this outer layer, and then sort of the concentric sort of onions of its construction. And ship pulls in, sort of gets docked and berth, and that sort of takes about 5-10 minutes of them sort of running back and forth and lashing everything up. And yes, well, lovely to have you aboard. Safe journeys and all that. Any idea where you're off to next, or Leo? This is Leo.
So just basically go. We're probably going to get somewhere to stay tonight, and then make our way back to Fairhaven.
Okay.
And then make decisions from there.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, I'm going to be here. Well, we'll be here overnight. We're not going to travel on tonight. So yeah, good luck. And I'm sure there's plenty of hotels in there.
As we're talking, saying goodbye and all the rest of it, I just slide him a platinum piece into his hand.
Thank you very much.
Very discreetly, like you do when you're trying to tip someone without anybody else noticing.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's one hell of a tip.
That's right. No, he sort of very deftly takes palms and sort of gives you a nod and takes on from that.
While Valenia's doing that, I kind of recommendations of decent places to stay. It doesn't have to be posh or anything, but good food, safe roof overhead.
Oh, there's always the Golden Dragons. They're always a good mainstay.
Yeah.
House Calander, try and keep those about a day's journey apart. I mean, obviously it's skewed a bit when we're travelling, but that's they're and you've heard of them. It's there's the same Dragonmart house that ran where you had your wedding. But yeah, they're sort of they're widespread. Otherwise, he sort of said there's sort of bound to be loads of sort of individual. If you don't want to sort of stay somewhere that's all the same, then off you go. And there's loads of local stuff. Depends whether you want to sort of be slumming it with the locals or visiting with the merchants or whatever. But depends what your budget is. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I normally just sort of. To be honest, we'll probably go stay in the Golden Dragon ourselves. Just be off the ship for the night.
Okay.
The other yards and sops, down you go. The train for Felonia's parents isn't due until the morning, and you haven't quite decided what route you're taken yet, so it depends on whether you want to be doing that or making arrangements on it.
Do we all want to just continue to travel on together up to Fairhaven and then make a decision once we're back at...
Might be a good idea.
Okay. Well, sort of lodgings for the night. Yeah, Golden Dragon. There's a couple of them in the city. They 5 gold bed and breakfast for each of you.
Okay.
That's for your high end rooms.
Let's do high end rooms.
Yeah. So I paid 15 gold pieces to cover off Lenny's parents as well.
Okay. No problem.
I've never spent so much money.
Yeah. That's 5 gold for... I will say, it makes me miss being a bard. The perks of being a bard: free rooms.
Okay. You're there fairly early evening, so sort of set yourselves in. You can get yourself some decent food for a couple of silver each. Sort of get an evening meal in. There's sort of an adequate enough.
Yeah, Valenia's definitely not drinking tonight.
Playing in the corner. Or you can go out into the streets and go looking for shenanigans.
No, we're fine. We're fine.
No.
Are you sure? Are you sure none of you?
No going out.
Are you sure no one wants to raise Arwen's blood pressure just a little bit more?
I mean, yes, we do. However,
I look at Valenia and go, do you not want to go and find your love from the last train journey here?
Nope, we're fine. It's been 5 years. It's fine.
Arwen's just going to pipe up, going, well, in some stories that I have read, some people wait for their lovers for 20 years to come. There's one book where someone waited 100 years asleep for their lover. And that lover had to kiss them after 100 years, and they became together.
If you do not recall, which probably most of you won't, because you were all heavy drinkers, she was heading home to get married.
You never know. She could have waited, or they can allow you to be in a relationship with both.
Valenia has the realization of this might have been where the story came from. And she's just like, oh.
Arwen goes, wait, someone was asleep for 100 years, and then the one true love came along and kissed them without consent?
Well, it's the story. She was cursed for 100 years to sleep and had to be kissed by her one true love. So he kissed her, and then they ended up together.
She was 3.
Yes, that's the whole premise of the book.
Pulling swords out of lakes. Mystical beings handing swords. That's not a way to govern a country.
I think the book was titled Beauty Sleeping, if you want to read it.
Just to avoid lawsuits from Disney.
Was it written by? I swear there was a version of a story also done by the same person called Weight of Snow.
Yes, I think I have read that book.
Yeah.
Done by the same author. Quite a tale.
And I think Aludin as well.
Aludin.
Yes.
Oh god, the neurodivergents are off on a tangent.
Actually, okay, derailing it, I've just realised both Snow White and Sleeping Beauty, both of them were put to sleep and had to be kissed by their one true love to wake up. Just one of them was asleep for a little bit longer and was by an apple. But technically still was cursed into sleep.
It's alright. It's alright. Snow White's a vampire, so.
She's also the most annoying character in Once Upon a Time.
I actually
Come
like
on, you know
Snow
she's
Once Upon a Time.
You know she's a vampire. Skin as white as snow, red's as red's lips as red as roses.
Why
Hair,
have I just got
hair as dark as coal. She was a vampire.
I just got an image of that scene from Twilight where Ed was like
Yeah.
saying out loud, and all the dwarfs just look at Snow White and go, vampire.
all the dwarfs just look at the prince and just go, necrophiliac.
The thing is, I just imagine now, like them at the mines, Snow White's trying to get back in the house, going, no one's there to let me in.
Just sending a text going, does this count?
Just writing a letter. Can one of you give me permission to enter?
Oddly enough, Neil Gaiman might have written something along those sorts
I
of
was
lines.
going to say.
Yeah.
Also, can I just say that the best character in Once Upon a Time is Rumpelstiltskin?
He is great, but I do love Snow. I love her. She's great.
So annoying!
She's badass.
God! It's like, she either looks confused or she wants to cry.
She's badass. Have you?
I mean, sometimes that feels that's me on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Nothing beats the love. Nothing beats the love I have for Emma, though. Emma is just
Thing is, I'm not a big fan of Emma.
oh.
Okay, can we all agree? No, the best character Once Upon a Time is Hook.
Yes.
I've not actually properly. I've met him. I just don't know much about him.
Hook is the best character. Just
eyeliner.
yeah, look at his eyeliner.
Me
Also,
and Tim are just like,
Sorry to do. I just realised we're supposed to be playing D&D.
Sorry, Tim. Sorry, Tim.
Fine. Everything's
Sorry.
Also, Regina has mummy energy. Fight me. Don't at me.
At Morgan.
So Tim, where were we
fine.
going?
A few bits and pieces.
This is when we're gonna. And this is when he's like, and suddenly a kraken appears.
Suddenly, pineapples.
Desmond, the moon bear. But Buddy's just stopped responding. Buddy's just like, nah.
I've just left you to get on with it. And I've just been sat here reading while I wait for you to all finish.
Bunny is too gay to deal with the shit.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
Well,
Bunny.
Right, we can play D&D now. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right. So no attempts at God. Okay. I mean the Golden Dragon chain is sort of your bog standard sort of. I'll give you an example of one. Give me a minute. Okay, I mean, I'm basically anyone I've just put you outside, but this is an example of a fairly standard layout for Golden Dragon. In number of tables, more or less, sort of all in the same area. Simple bar. You can, nothing really to sort of shout about or anything else like that. Home comforts, what you see on the tin, sort of like the Premier Inn of the fantasy world. That's sort of the other quality and low cost chains of hotels and things are also available. But yeah, the Golden Dragon are the ones most notable for adventurers, because as they said, they make a point of building them about a day's travel apart. Through civilized lands, and sometimes in the most unusual places. There are stories of adventurers traveling deep underground and just finding sort of carved out in a cavern a golden dragon, sort of where because there's been enough adventurers passing through there that some enterprising franchisee has sort of said, you know what, I'm going to set up a resting house here. That may, of course, just purely be advertising, but
I now want there to be a Premier Inn in a cavern.
In a cavern, yeah. It'd be a bit damp though.
just wandering through just wandering through the forest, and then there's this golden dragon carved out of a tree.
0 out of 10 bears attacked my room. Mistook it for their home.
3 out of 10. Bit breezy, but child would leave review.
3 out of 10 would set fire to again. Wait, what?
Oh god damn it, Cole's been here with Odif.
Right,
Okay.
so yeah, Foreign's probably off, sort of like getting himself settled in for the evening with food. So now that we're all paid up and sorted,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think food's probably a good idea.
So, like I said, good sort of free
Nice
silver,
hard-
and you can get yourself decently fed and watered. If you want to spend more, you can. Depends how drunk and disorderly and generally sort of weird and wonderful you want to be with.
Yeah, no, I think Arwen's going to keep it simple because he wants to make sure at least he's sober enough. I think he's going to stick nice hearty stew with like a warm spiced ale or something, you know. Like warm hearty.
Fair enough.
Because yeah, he wants to make sure there's no surprise attacks.
That's brave.
Hope's joined Arwen in the school.
Ah, nice hearty beef
It's stew now.
Stew.
stew.
A nice
A nice stew.
Yeah, general mix of sort of fellow travellers and merchants and a few locals. Just because it literally happens to be local to them.
3 silver.
Around it.
I nearly forgot to pay.
That could have been problematic.
How much was the room?
5 gold and the food and the dinner's 3 silver.
Yeah.
People.
No worries. Okay. Quite sort of quiet evening planned by the sound of it then.
yes, I think even Foreign's going to be sensible tonight and not drink.
Yeah, I mean, we've had like a massive party with lots of drinking.
This is true. I mean, it's been a couple of days and you are hardened adventure. Yes, okay, fair enough. You're not looking for trouble. And being back in the heart of civilization in a well-run House Galander establishment, there's not a lot in the way of trouble that comes looking for you. You've perhaps been on the road for so long that you're sort of, especially from the looks that I'm getting from people, expecting there to suddenly be a brawl, or a troll bursting through the wall, or a demon sort of start to sort of come and cause even more trouble.
It's almost like we know you or something.
It's almost if you know me, but
Yeah, it's not like our characters probably has like some form of PTSD or anything.
no. Who'd have thought?
How dare you? My character doesn't have PTSD. They're perfectly and utterly capable of murdering people for no reason.
The evening goes gently, happily, warmly. Your beds are clean. You can go to bed at, well, whatever time you choose to, whatever. I remind you haven't actually booked your tickets on the train or know what time it's going to be going, but you can find that out in the morning.
Just a quick thought, people.
Oh God.
Yes.
Do we have sky docks at Fairhaven, or could we maybe commission the guy to take us to
Corvair.
Corvair, thank you.
That's
Corvair's continent, but Corth,
Yeah.
it's the capital Carna.
That's a good thought.
Didn't you say you're staying in one of these inns?
You said he was. In fact, you've probably seen him across the way.
You could have a conversation.
Go on then, off you go.
Everyone else is far too drunk for me to be thinking.
I want to have a conversation to see what it would cost us to
Oh, Owen, did you remember to retrieve your mug of sobriety, or is that still at?
That's been in his portable hole.
Okay, fair enough. It just
Yeah.
suddenly occurred to me.
See, this is the bright side of having a portable hole. He's just tucked it in there just so it's not like clanging against his backpack. And he'll always have it on him because he will have his portable hole on him.
I've just got visions of Arwood walking into his room and just sort of swooping the entire contents sort of into the fuck it, it'll come out when I need it. It'll be fine.
He has it, but he's not using it because he's only having one mug of spiced like apple cider. So like warm spiced apple cider, he's not going overboard. He can handle one drink. He's a lightweight, not that much of a lightweight.
Well, that's tempting fate now. Do you want to roll a constitution check?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I hate you. I hate you so much. It's literally one tankard.
You are feeling a little merry, not unpleasantly so, but there's a definite buzz. In terms of game terms, we'll call it a level of exhaustion. There you go.
Oh, come on.
You'll be fine in the morning. Be fine. Been a long day. Everyone else make one as well, please.
Ha! Oh, wait, no. I'm like that one kid who said, "Hey, did you remember hey, teach? You didn't mention the homework." And then everyone hates you for it.
Constitution save, please.
Chin.
In that case, not you.
Oh, there we go. Oh, that was taking a while to load in. It was like, hello.
Oh wow, Kerner.
Yeah. Well, Kerner's sort of been partying and living with dwarves for quite some time now. Lenny hadn't even noticed that he'd been drinking. He thought it was on grape juice, and turns out it's brandy.
Oh my god, Valenia is just me.
You only just realised that.
It's like, wait, what do you mean this is alcohol?
I think we'll roll through eventually for me. Everything's just running like really slow again. There we go.
D&D Beyond is
So
just being
yeah, Leo and his crew are sort of just quietly got a couple of beers in front of them, but sort of they've got a reasonable meal, but they're sort of generally chilled and sort of the first mate Alana sort of looks up as you sort of approach and sort of gives you a friendly wave and sort of.
Yes, to disturb you. Obviously, as you know, we're travelling on from here in the morning. Just wondering if there's any chance to commission you to take us to Fairhaven and then Cove?
She looks at him, and he looks at her, and they sort of look at the others. You should just do that kind of shrug of, we don't care, we're long, we're getting paid, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Fairhaven. Okay. I've got to make I'll have to make a little detour because I've got something I need to deliver off. But let me just have a sort of right, and he basically pulls out a scroll. Rolls out. So basically, it's a reproduction of the map of the continent, and he sort of brings that up, and I'll make the continent map appear on the page again, just so we can all see. Right, let's have a look. Cool.
Sorry, out question. Was it the air ride that we're taking that was 30 gold? Or was that the train ride we haven't been on yet?
No, that was the flight.
Okay, so that was the air thing that we are on. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Alright, it says I've got to
Break free. I've got to break free.
I do worry about you sometimes. Only sometimes, though. Only sometimes. You get that. Yeah, I know, it's dreadful. I guess we can. I've got a loop via. I've got a delivery I need to make to Flamekeep.
To where?
Flamekeep. Capital of Thrain.
Okay.
But. Fairhaven. Alright, if because Flamekeep is like a day or so from Corth, a couple of days from Fairhaven. If I is it the same bunch of you, or is it?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
The whole way?
No, we're dropping off Mr. and Mrs. Valenia. Fairhaven.
You've got a name, Mr. Curry.
I can't remember what Valenia's parents are called either, right at this moment in time.
That's because I haven't made a surname, because orcs have a sort of like a Native American style thing where they're named after whatever.
I know that one of them was a Japanese sounding name.
Anyway, Mr. and Mrs. Valenia are getting dropped back off at Fairhaven. And then the remainder of us are going on to Corth.
Okay. Alright. What I'm transporting isn't that perishable. How long do you need at Fairhaven?
It's literally a drop off.
Okay.
Just got an image of like us sort of like flying over and just sort of like throwing them out.
Chucking them overboard. Here, take these feather tokens, jump, you'll be fine. I mean, it would work. It would work. Alright. Call it 200 gold each. I can do that. I can drop the parents off at Fairhaven. We'll need to have a day layover in Flamekeep. So I'll tell you what, cut you a little bit off that. Let's call it 150 for your inconvenience. It means we'll be skirting the edges of the moorland, but you'll get nice views of Old Thronehold and sort of the big old central seas, so yeah.
How about any chance bring that down and we'll help out with some of the work around the ship? Lauren's a good cook. I can help with any mending. Kerner both can knit some woolly hats and stuff for the staff. Valenia can catch some fresh air eagles.
Air eagles?
What's ground eagle?
Fire eagles? I don't know.
What's a sea eagle?
Actually, really, really impressive looking birds. I've seen them off the Isle of Skye.
What about a ground eagle?
Wait until the fire eagle.
I was just about to make that joke.
Oh, fucking
Get
hell.
100 gold each, and we'll help around the ship.
Call it 120. Because I've got to get on extra supplies for you.
I look at across the table with a nod of what it is. And yeah. Deal.
Right. Okay.
Gorgeous.
We will. Right, we'll aim to leave about We'll aim to leave mid-morning,
Okay.
so don't have to rush in the morning. Well, you know where we are. Of course, Lana sort of nods and sort of makes a little note in the little ledger book. Yeah, all right. I'll do that. Not anything pressing. But that delivery, as I said, you'll have a day's layover in Flame Keep. Yeah, Flame, nice enough place. Just
Pass through it occasionally.
yeah.
Wasn't the frame where we have the nickel lids?
Oh, your very first adventure, yes, was on the southern borders of Flame. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. We had experience of the southern borders of Frame.
And
It's a bit creepy when Tim looks at me.
Wait. On the creepiness scale, on like
It's
creepy
nowhere
to
near
creepy Keith.
It's nowhere near creepy Keith. Is it wrong that when I thought you were going to say creepy Keith, I looked at my foot?
No.
Okay. Am I hearing the conversation?
so there's about 2-3 tables of I don't know. Make a perception check.
Oh, I get that with advantage.
Hmm.
Noise.
Yeah, you catch wind of the gist of what they're saying.
That's why I look at you and go,
I was in Flame King,
awesome.
I think. I know that but yeah. It was on like a. It was on like a. I had like a bit of paper, and it said Flame Keep. Yeah, I think I was born there.
Cool. Well, maybe we can use that day layover some use.
I think as Kerner looks over like to get the like approval. I just look over thinking that Kerner's probably flirting or so, and I just go.
I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Wasn't looking at the camera.
Thumbs up.
So
Sean City.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, I give them 360 to cover me and Mr. and Mrs. Then yeah. Till you give me a name, that's what they're going to be, Mr. and Mrs.
Hold on, let me see if I can think of a name.
I know that you.
I did come up with names for them.
Yeah, they do have names themselves. Like my dad's name is Valadesh, and oh god, I forgot what I called him.
With a U.
Umesh. You're a mesh.
No, it's I can't remember.
Anyway.
Mary, I don't know.
Anyway, so yeah, I come back and say, hey guys, I've sorted out this travel. It's going to cost us 120 gold, but it's going to take us door to door, and we've got to stay over at Flame Town. Or Flamethrower. Or Flame Keep.
And I'm like,
Flame shot.
No.
No.
To which I'm like, cool, how much? Like, yeah, how much? Right, 120. I'll dig it out and just be like, there you go, there's my share.
Valenia's mum's name is Masaki. Found it.
I was trying to think of like a clever thing to say, but I could. Clever.
Hope is going to pay for both them and Arwen.
Arwen's gonna look at the extra gold. He's like, "What are you doing?"
And I'm just gonna. Hope's just gonna look at Arwen and go, "Happy birthday."
It's not my birthday.
Happy Hanukkah.
I
can take it in.
You can't pick. He's gonna look at Cole's like, don't take that. Don't take that gold.
Right, I'll pay for Cole as well.
That is not what I'm talking about.
Hope's just gonna look at Arwen and go, "Have another cider."
I've had quite enough, and you are not paying for anything else.
Hope's just gonna look at Arwen and go, "Shush."
360. 720. It should have a little over a 900-mile round trip. That's not too bad.
I would fly 900 miles. And
I would fly 900
900
more.
Just to figure out what hope is going through. What hope is for.
Wow. Wow.
Da, 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 da,
Da, da.
da, da.
I wonder what playing D&D is like without people that are neurodiverse.
I feel like there are hardly. I think that'd be very difficult. I don't think the majority. I think the majority of people who play D&D are not neurotypical, Leah.
Oh, I
Sorry to
know.
break your bubble.
And so they're normally either very neurodivergent or very gay.
Or both.
Yes.
So the next morning, get back on the boat.
Quick segue.
We'll have to go find one. I think they're not exactly for sale. But I feel
One seagulley. Can't touch this. Can't see this.
of course you do. So Plenty's parents are somewhat bemused. They've been fully expecting to be getting onto a lightning rail, to sort of be escorted, perhaps. I don't know. How are you going to break it to them?
I just knock on their bedroom door and go. Skydock, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Morning, Dad. Just wander off.
Fair enough.
And this is
Yeah. By the time you guys sort of materialise for breakfast and get yourself sorted, the looks like the crew have already been and gone. So I've gone ahead to sort of prep and get ready and stuff like that. And yeah, in your own time, you're able to make your way there, and you sort of get there. The Warforged loading up a few small crates, that sort of gentle not really paying much attention to the 120-foot drop to the ground below. Sort of just wander across the plank and sort of taking stuff below to stow it all and stuff like that. No other passengers, so it's just yourselves. And so some food stuff. It's up some of the stuff you see being loaded up is like extra bags of vegetables and a couple of sides of beef and stuff like that.
As we're boarding up, I forgot to mention last night. Hope you're cooking. You're cooking. You're knitting hats and stuff to keep the crew warm. Thorin, you're cooking. I'm mending, and Valenia, you're shooting birds out of the sky.
Owen's gonna raise his hand up. What about me?
You're praying for safety and safe passage. I just keep an image of Kerner with the rest of us. You're a fucking idiot, and then with Arwen, it's like, oh sweetie, you could do no wrong.
Wait, are you just calling Kerner Molly Weasley?
Yes. I'm thinking
Wow.
Gordon Ramsay.
I just look at Kerner and go, and who's catching the birds?
The fact is that Kaluma just Hope just sits there, flexing their wings, and just looks up and goes, "No, who the
Owen puts his hand up. Oh, I know this one. We can get a giant net, you see, and we can extend it out and catch it through the net.
Valenia's just walking off. She's like, no, too early. Nope.
You sort of see the goblin crew member sort of sort of almost sort of falter in his steps past as he sort of carries large sort of case of something, and sort of his pace almost pausing as he hit it. We could get a large net, and he does and you just sort of see him sort of just not quite. It's not quite a shudder, but it's a sort of. There's a little bit of like he's almost entertaining the idea, and then decides better of joining this conversation and carries on.
As they do, Arwen's just going to continue going, oh, Hope, you can hold the net.
Hope just walks away from this conversation.
I thought it was a good idea.
Look at Valenia and her father and go, question for orky people. Is it okay if I ask the question? How do you brush your tusks? Do you have a special toothbrush?
Valenia comes up behind Hope and just slaps him across the back of the head.
Because I have a special flannel for my horns, so I was wondering, do you have a special equivalent for your tusks?
That's it. I'm done. I'm done. Thanks everybody for D&D.
My headphones literally just fell off.
Yes. So what is the special thing, Balanesh?
Oh my god.
Tusk scrubbers. Yeah. Almost like sort of reaching into the bullet. And there's sort of it's got a slightly larger set of sort of brush hairs sort of attached to it, and it sort of looks like sort of kind of bristles more than anything else. So yeah, I get that. Bit of polish. Wipe them off with a rag.
Awesome. I just always wanted to ask, and well, it's a bit weird to just go up to random people. And
it is, isn't it?
Valenia's just stood there like.
And, I know you and Valenia, and I just thought I'd ask. It's been a question I've wanted to ask since I was a child, and I just didn't know any orky people.
Okay, fair enough.
Is orky the right word to use?
It do. Yeah, it's fine.
What are you adding to the fucking map, Tim?
All sorts of things.
They're sky eagles, not to be confused with ground eagles.
Ground eagles are made of songs. Thank you for answering. Thank you. Anyway, and then Hope brings out a long black rag and goes, This is my horn flannel.
Lovely.
So it's a bit rougher than my skin flannel because obviously, horns are a bit rougher.
Mm-hmm.
And so and then sort of like Hope grabs grabs both sides and sort of goes, This is how I clean my horns.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and it cleans them.
I'm learning so much on this journey.
What polish do you use?
Mint.
Oh, okay. So it comes in different flavours.
Well, it's a little something I made up on my travels when I was adventuring back in the day.
Oh, what adventures did you do?
Valenia's just right just leant against
We've got
one of
several
the
days
walls.
travel, and I'm sure the guys here sort of want to finish loading up. But yeah, come on, we'll have a chat. We'll pick that up.
You're just really cool, and I can see where Valenia gets Valenia is just perfect combination of you and your wife. She has the grace of her mother, and she also has the bravery of you, the compassion of your wife, and she's just two perfect hearts just put together. And I really like your daughter. She's cool.
You can just ask her out, you don't have to
No,
ask my permission.
no. I have an admiration of Blenya, like one would admire a sunset. She's very beautiful, but I don't think I could go there because she'd break me.
He has a big grin on his face, and I've heard that before. I've heard that.
Besides, my heart belongs with Cole.
Glad someone remembered me. He's muttering in the background.
Arwen is gonna like go up to Cole. Yeah. Just kind of give him like a little comfort pat.
As Hope walks away, Hope just goes, Cole, was that highly inappropriate of me to do?
It's there could have been other topics of conversation you could have gone with, but you know, nothing. I'm well.
Like, curious as to how they came there.
Well, I've kind of observed, you know, back when I was in the army, I observed plenty of people doing their ablutions, and you know, a number of times we've been wandering around the house, and sort of Lenny has come strolling out the bathroom, cleaning up, sort of, you know, I mean, just pay attention.
If we're on the topic of questions we shouldn't be asking people based on the race, Hope, how do you sleep with those horns without poking yourself or anything around you?
Well, and that's when Hope brings out a two they look like pool noodles, but they've kind of been
would it not be easier to get a hat that's or like a portable whole hat?
Well, no, because then I'd still be scratching things.
No.
But what I do is that's when Hope puts the pool noodles on and goes, ta-da!
Do you carry those with you everywhere?
Yes.
Why?
Because I like to be able to sleep with that. Also, I sleep on the opposite end of the bed, so my feet touch the headboard, and so I don't scratch.
So if anyone was walking past you, let's just say they could easily accidentally stab them.
Well, no, because the pool noodles.
I keep hearing pool noodles as poo noodles, and it's making it funnier.
And that's only if you're really desperate on your journey in the wilderness. The downside is if you do that, it gives you disadvantage on charisma checks. Yeah.
I've shot the end of my yarn cut off, so it's padded.
I see.
Well, it feels like I'm regretting my actions. Also, for my wounds, I've got the same thing and brings out doof that are the same colour.
Why would you need those?
Because sometimes my boobs get itchy in the night.
As with regular feet, you just itch them and go back to sleep.
Yeah, but I don't want to wake up to scratch them because I like sleep. So I put these on, and they don't itch.
Arwen's going to look at Cole as if, like, he's going to give a look as if to say, is this common? Sort of look, like, does this happen often? Sort of look.
Cole has the look of, I'm not getting drawn into this conversation. He's finding things to be very interested in as he's sort of unpacking and putting things away, and then there's sort of a faint sort of motion as the sort of the ship sort of they draw the plank in and start to move on their way, and as you continue to talk about your pool noodles and everything else, sort of
that sounds like a euphemism.
The fires of the city sort of start to drift past, and sort of as they start sort of bring themselves around and sort of reorientate on a more northerly direction.
Has that answered your question, Darwin?
Unfortunately, it has.
Did I not go into enough detail?
No, you went into far too much detail.
Oh.
To put it, wait, that's not putting it politely, is it? Let me reword that. You gave enough information to put it politely. That is how you say it, I think.
Any other questions?
No. I mean, no, thank you.
Pretty cool for a short person, Arwen.
Oh, thank you.
Some halflings look at me with fright in their eyes, but you just look at me with concern, and I like that.
I mean, I have been impaled many times that I could count for a healer, so I feel much can scare me at this point.
We are two peas in a pod.
Right.
Okay. That quickly changes the subject. I've put Valenia's parents into the big sort of double room right at the end. Would you like to pick the booths, the rooms that there are well, Kerner's already grabbed one of the rooms. There are 3 remaining, but there are also sort of spare beds and hammocks in the crew area.
Where are the rooms? I'm trying to find.
So they're
down here.
Yards.
Hope's gonna grab the hammock.
Found them.
Okay.
Oh God, that's never going to go wrong.
It's fine. It's fine. Hope has the pool noodles.
Yes.
Yeah, Hope has poo noodles.
And in fact, as you can see on the maps there, if I could focus ping it now, as you can see, there are pillars in the middle, so you can actually sort of put the horns of the poon noodles either side of the pillar, and
Don't forget noodles.
yeah,
I mean, if anything happens and Hope falls off, they can just balance on the pool noodles, just like face up.
What? Like a horn stand?
Kind of like they balance on the pool noodles, like on your back, and you just wake up upside down. Just balancing on the noodles.
This is what happens when we don't play D&D for a while.
yeah,
I am very sorry, Tim.
it's fine.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, Cole also grabbed one of the hammocks. That's fine.
I've just got an image of like Hope getting ready to go to bed. Sort of like long nightgown with the pool noodles and the hoof like the hoof thing, with just sort of
Socks.
hoof socks, so sort of sat there in our communal area just doing knitting.
See, I when Hope talked about the hoof noodles, I had visions of the shoes that you can put over horses.
That's what.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
I had visions of, with maybe a little bit of a leg warming at the side.
Thing is, I was just thinking of like a giant shower cap.
Yeah.
Now I've just got visions of Steve Martin from Aeroplane in the glove when he's in the big condom.
Yeah. Fuck's sake.
Wow.
Hey Tim. Hey Tim. Are you about to give up?
How cursed is my game today? Yes.
So what happened in your D&D game? Yes.
Yes. Kaluma turned into a pool noodle. Wait, what?
You're talking about Sky Eagles.
We've got Sky Eagles, pool noodles, and
Hope got very tangled in a.
this is Valenia.
Yeah.
I swear to God, Bunny is the most mature out of all of us.
Bunny's still
I would
laughing
say
at poo.
the most sane. No, you got a point there. It's because we can't see. We don't know how much Bunny is grinning or laughing behind that screen.
I can hear the eye roll from here.
Just let you all get on with it. It's like, it's fine. I can just sit here and read while you all just, yeah.
Sorry.
Right. The journey itself begins to move along. So in terms of sort of getting involved um, in activities the around the ship, it's fairly it's pretty well maintained. You've got the Smith Flask, and he tends to sort of do a lot of the general running repairs. The um, rest of the crew sort of seem to be sort of adept enough to sort of sort of with some of the more mechanical bits to sort of keep them maintained and polished. And there's a fair amount of sort of it's kind of built into their kind of daily as they're moving around. They're always just checking the various points. They're sort of making certain that things are stored where they should be. One thing you do notice is that the of the two Warfords, there's one of them who's more he built more like a fighter, big broad shoulders, and he's sort of got that kind of swagger and pace as he moves. But he seems to know exactly where everything is on the main decks, and if sort of someone picks something up and doesn't immediately put it back where it was, you can almost sort of feel the kind of the intensity of the eyes across the deck until it's sort of put back where it should be. The other Warford, the more sort of slightly built, slightly smaller one, you do spot him on occasion deliberately moving and hiding things, and then sort of moving them back once their disappearance has been noted, and a fuming sort of stop, and then just quietly putting it back where it should be, and then being not there when he comes back. So that seems to be sort of like an ongoing sort of cat and mouse type of thing going on between the two at the moment. The kind of quartermaster is a dark elf. He is sort of generally involved in keeping odds and sods together, but he sort of is again largely involved in taking his turn in sort of manning the general steering. There's a tabaxi, sorry, no, a shifter rather, who sort of has, he sort of takes over from the shifter. So they're running the shifts on that. The Leo, the captain, basically in terms of sort of the running the sort of the thing, tends to sort of be at the kind of the forward helm when there are larger course corrections or sort of speeding up, slowing down, sort of stuff like that. So the kind of the finer manoeuvres come from the sort of the steering at the back, whereas he's more the let's get the elemental to sort of put out more power or less power, things like that. So he's not sort of permanently there, sort of holding the thing to make it all work. It's a case of if there's a command to be given, literally he has to touch it. Yeah. But it's usually just sort of while you see him stationed there while he's sort of moving off, or if you're needing to sort of gain more altitude, it's just quicker if he's doing it than trying to do it mechanically. So he's around, and so he's a sort of keep an eye on things. He sort of keeps quite a sharp eye, and his first mate generally sort of is the one who's sort of in charge of keeping the routines of the ship going, keeping things sort of maintained. Very much that thing of sort of says, talk about nets earlier. We have got some that need mending. If you want to put your skills towards that, okay. So yeah, follow me then. Takes you down into the hold, where the emergency ships are, and there's sort of a basically by the barrels down here, sort of open, sort of pulls aside some sacking, and there's some nets in there. And they've been there a while, but there's a few of them that look like they've been busted. Looks like they've been used to sort of trap or hold something that really didn't want to be inside. I said, yeah, and if you can get these fixed, that'd be appreciated.
So I just kind of cast mending because it's a cantrip.
Yeah.
So
start spending your time doing that.
Yeah. Can I, when I'm mending, can I put in like some booze or some improvements that will like strengthen mending and the catching, so they won't fray quite as much. Or
Make a.
or maybe imbue with things like True Strike or Poison Spray, so when they're doing things.
You need to.
Because obviously I can do Meta Magic.
Can in terms of it'd be kind of doing creating magic items style stuff. So there'd be a cost associated in terms of getting the ingredients. It's not quite the same as casting a spell on it. It's imbuing it, so you'd need airborne crystals to sort of hold the charge and bind the things in there, or use sort of particular materials.
Okay.
It's certainly something you can start to sort of think about and research if you want to do a make an Arcana check to sort of start to get an idea of the sorts of things that you could do, or that you might need to be doing that sort of thing.
I draw a blank, I get 11.
You've got some general ideas, but you'd need to go do some research to sort of see if anyone's done anything similar. You kind of got the, I suppose I could start looking that up, or that sort of level of.
Bunny, Bunny, stop trying to die.
That's normally me that should be saying.
If we're here, you've got to be here. No excuses.
Sound good. You got a drink there?
Yeah, get a drink.
Luckily, my water bowl's right there.
You're right. You're right.
Buddy, were you thinking about Ewan McGregor?
Actually, no, I wasn't. I just randomly started choking on something.
Did you choke on air again?
Oxygen. Yes, I think so.
Hey, that's my job. Being shit at breathing is me.
Oh, it's all about Moon. I see what it is. It's all about Moon.
What a toxic D&D player.
Yeah, I'm like the worst person ever alive. I'm sorry, I'm like the hot, nastiest person.
Did you say the hot, nasty person?
No, I said the nastiest. Jesus Christ.
I was going to say Moon giving themselves a compliment.
No, never.
Awful. Well, tell you what you can do is you can tell me how you're planning to fill the next couple of days of the journey.
Who was that aimed at?
Anyone who has the ability to breathe and talk.
I think so.
Okay.
Oh no, I suddenly can't breathe and I've become mute.
Right, wasn't I sort of like, I was going to help with sort of like the food side of things, wasn't it? I was volunteered for.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay, well the kitchens are, I'll just focus to being there. So that's the sort of the kitchens in the sort of it's a sort of combined kitchen and eating area for the crew, but it's generally where they where they are. They've got sort of Lillian is the name of the cook. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's again. It's basic stuff, but certainly no worse or harder or poorer condition than anything you've eaten on your travels. This, that, and the other. It's good, sturdy fare. Pork products and potatoes and refried beans and sauces of various descriptions. All sort of good, sort of rib coating, sort of good solid stuff designed to give you lots of carbs. It's all a good couple of days sort of in there, sort of spending time sort of prepping and checking on various bits and pieces like that. You want to just kind of follow the lead of the main cook there and sort of just while away the time, or do you want to sort of try and take over for a meal?
I think I just generally go with whatever chef says, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Sort of sous chef, sort of. Okay, you'll sort of help out and do the bits and pieces and help with sort of serving up and stuff like that. Okay,
Yeah.
that's no problem. So we've got Kerner down in the hold, do it yourself there in the kitchens. Moon, what are you getting involved in?
Arwen wasn't really described a job. In between, like, doing occasional prayers, he's kind of like that one grandparent at a birthday party trying to find something to do. Because he wasn't really assigned aside much of, oh, you can pray. So he's like, "Oh, I can't really pray 24/7. Well, one, the deities probably would not like that, but also I'll get bored myself.
Call
So he's
yourself
kind of
a
like,
cleric.
I mean, he's literally that one grandparent at a birthday party. He's just wandering around the whole ship trying to find, like, if someone would give him a job.
Well, fortunately, you've got Valena's parents there who are more than happy to spend time chatting and reminiscing and sort of just enjoying having a nice, quiet journey. Really, they're sort of
Yeah, I guess Arwen. I know what Arwen's gonna do. He's gonna sit with those two after he's gonna figure out and like talk like when they start talking about Valenia, he's gonna be that. It's like, oh, what's Valenia like in her childhood, like the childhood stories.
okay. Yeah, fair enough. Make a persuasion roll. It doesn't need to be particularly high, just because they're very happy to talk about Valenia.
Yes,
Oh,
they are.
Christ. Persuasion. Where the hell is my persuasion? Where are you, persuasion? Ah, there you are. 15.
Nice. Okay. No, they do actually sort of talk quite a bit about childhood and sort of the shadow marches and the which are in terms of sort of particularly famed for again sort of thick sort of Eberron crystal fields. It's sort of really where sort of a lot of the wealth of that nation, even though it's sort of largely swamps, comes from in terms of the prospecting for and hunting these things down. And as a result of sort of the magical energies in the area left over, there's sort of often quite sort of weird and wonderful, strange creatures that could be found out in the swamps, and they sort of tell stories of how sort of Valenia was always running off to sort of explore and bringing home strange new sort of creatures like frogs with 14 eyes and leopards with sort of three tails and
It was a cougar, and she was my girlfriend.
I was going to say the occasional very confused goblin. And
What kind of confused? Like questioning sexuality confused, or why have I just been kidnapped kind of confused?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. yes to both. To be honest, why am I here, and why am I being given soup? And hang on a minute, wasn't I in a bar 5 minutes ago? Freddie was always very happy sort of childhood growing up. Sort of no major traumas. It's all sort of one of those things of a childhood of growing up with sort of the wonder of sort of nature and sort of for the for the sort of the village as it sort of prospered with the trade, enjoying sort of the hunt and sort of being sort of getting involved, almost picking that as a trade initially, and then sort of as sort of some of the realities of things came along, sort of spending more and more time sort of exploring old ruins and sort of running away from unpleasant things that might or might not have been sort of disturbed in the process, and sort of picking up a few tips and tricks from rangers who were operating in the area. They sort of saw someone who's very keen, and began to sort of teach little tricks, showing how to shoot and how to recognise sort of the sign and sort of what's normal versus what is normal for the shadow marches, and yeah, sort of really sort of lovely little sort of stories of sort of Valenia's sort of first attempt to sort of build a snare, and the rather irate sort of father-in-law of the family next door sort of getting caught in it as he sort of came home late from the pub, and sort of getting his foot tangled in this sort of strange contraption of sort of string that sort of bound itself 3 times around both his legs and nearly dragged him into the into the cesspit. And then there's sort of this young girl who was always always friends and always friendly and sort of always had a keen eye and a bit of a crush, and Valenia was totally oblivious to this whole thing, and and sort of went off on adventures. And said girl has sort of been sort of always asking after her and how she's doing, and so very much that sort of slightly sort of idealized version of sort of always asking, and well, no doubt they'll have lots of stories to sort of they'll be asked about how Vlenya's doing, what she's up to, and this girl sort of really doesn't just seems utterly smitten and doesn't seem really interested in anyone at all whatsoever. But they're also very different people, and they sort of never really been in each other's orbits as such. But they always make a point of sort of just mentioning to Valinia that if she ever wants to settle down, then she could do far worse, and sort of at least sort of have a chat with this lass who really has been carrying a torch for quite some time. And other variants on the theme on that.
Valenia just looks up and goes, "Who are you on about?"
and they say this lass's name, and it just rings no bells whatsoever. I mean, they every time they come along, they kind of alluded to on several occasions. Alyssa, is the name they give her. Alyssa. Sort of said, "Oh, don't you remember? The sort of the he sort of lived above the blacksmiths, and
Valenia still looks completely and utterly like,
no.
nope.
I have no idea, and it's also that weird thing where parents are trying to describe someone that you've grown up with, but they're sort of mixing sort of how they used to look with how they look now, and it's all sort of this sort of really really separate sort of set of features that you just trying to vision them all together. It's just like you sort of end up with this composite of this blur of features from past and present that isn't really a very good description whatsoever, and you're still none the wiser of who on earth they're talking about.
Hang on. Is Valenia with us, by the way?
Probably dropping by from time to time, but we'll find out in a minute. Because Venya, what are you doing during the
No,
next couple of days?
I'm trying to spend time with my parents because obviously, to them, it's been 5 years since they've seen me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just want to have to say, if Valenia's at arms, when did you get here? Sort of thing.
Valenia's been sat there the whole time.
I just imagining like Valenia's like spend time there's almonds like walking in, not seeing Valenia's like, so tell me about her childhood. And just ignoring Valenia until now. That's like the mental image I have.
Yeah. Everyone's oblivious. Oh bless. Okay.
I want to put it down to like the fact that Valenia knew Arwen was coming in the room and just slipped on the ring of invisibility.
Yes, and you just took it off to when they started talking about this person you have no recollection about.
It's like, boom.
What are you doing? Hope, Farmer.
Hope is doing their knitting, sort of figuring around, talking to people, and also going up to Thor and going, do you think Kakana is at the end of her tether yet?
I'm like, and then I'm just like, well, if she isn't yet, give it about another day. She probably will be.
I'm just wondering how much of the hold will still be there.
It is fine. We've got new hold if worst comes to worst.
That's such a
So you're okay with our son blowing up your ancestral home?
Look, I knew the risks when I inadvertently adopted him, and he became an artificer.
That's your excuse, and you're sticking to it.
Yeah, exactly. If the place does burn down or get blown up, or just there's worse ways for the place to go.
Wow. Okay. I said it's going to take about 3 days, 3-4 days, to get up to back to Fairhaven. The journey sort of takes you a much sort of straighter line than sort of you sort of when you originally travelled, your journey had taken you from Fairhaven down towards Passage, and then sort of like a large L shape sort of across the countryside. So you're kind of not quite doglegging, but you're sort of much more of a straight line. So it kind of takes you over mostly plains. You sort of don't go anywhere near the kind of the forests that have sort of been so near many of the journeys as you've been travelling. Below you can see the roads. The journey is entirely within yonder space, and so a lot of the time, generally they tend to sort of stay below the cloud cover. So you're sort of usually sort of not incredibly high off the ground. So just they can sort of they're generally sort of following sort of the major road-ish sort of way for some of it, and then sort of going cross country if the roads are having to divert around rivers or hills and things like that. And so you're able to sort of see the architecture, and it's very much the kind of the familiar landscapes and the familiar architecture styles that you've known for the last few years living in the area. It's very much that sense of coming home. It's it's a case of there's places that you sort of spotted sort of in passing. Off to the west you have the enormous Lake Gallifar, which um, sort of takes up this sort of massive space between yourselves and the Eldine reaches to the west. You don't actually go anywhere near it, but it's very much that thing you can sort of sit and it sort of looks like a large long coast. You can sort of vague sort of haze on the far side of it, which is kind of the only way it's the lake. It kind of looks like a sea that you're passing. But within, like I said, on the sort of towards the evening of the third day, you are struck by how familiar the landscape now is. And sort of looking ahead, you can see the spires, you can see the familiar layouts. You recognise the domes of the university, and Fairhaven comes into view, shining through the sort of the mists, slow clouds. It's raining gently. Not enough that you're sort of keeping, you're sort of ducking for cover, but it's that sort of persistent drizzle, sort of, you know.
Well, it's like why does Snoop Dogg having a brother for Grizzly?
Thank you for sharing.
You say thank you for sharing.
No, really, thank you. That's enough of it, but thank you. I mean, the ship sort of has been sort of flying through the night and everything else like that. So it's sort of early morning as the sort of you're sort of getting close. It's sort of that thing where there's bits of the city are sort of still sort of lit up, sort of with lights on, but a lot of places you're starting to see sort of the bustle. You're kind of getting in kind of lower now, where you can sort of start to pick out individual thoroughfares. You can sort of see the various sort of public transport buses. You can see the markets are open and thriving. You can see sort of the various suburbs sort of bustling with people. The scents and the smells starting to rise of cooking food, familiar scents and smells. Sort of even the bells are sort of ringing in the towers. Sort of are actually, yeah, no, you've been listening for years and sort of hearing those sort of the number of sort of main bells going off in the order that they slightly go off to, and sort of the clarion calls and the various different patterns of peals going forth. And you sort of actually fly past the university. You'll see it down below. It's still there, and some of the roofs, some of the copper roofs are looking a bit more green and patterned than they were. Some of the marbles looking more grubby, some of it looking fresher. There's a few new buildings, and you fly over your suburb. You fly over. You can see the park. You're fairly sure you see the house below. Nothing sort of seems to have been caught on fire. There's a few shop awnings and covers and sort of roofs that have sort of been painted differently. A few businesses look like they've changed, at least the colours on the front of them. And then smoothly enough, you're approaching the sky docks that, well, good few years ago now, good couple of years ago, you had that long battle and sort of fled on board a ship to head towards the swamps in search of the Artificer Gnome and your first battle of the hags. And it's exactly the same ones that you sort of arrive up at, and then start to the ship starts to sort of settle in and get sort of drawn in, and doesn't seem to be any remaining signs of damage from the number of explosions that you caused on your last time you were leaving here. There's no sort of cause for your arrest. There's no sort of signs of anyone sort of looking angry or stressed at the sight and sounds of you all arriving. And here you are, home in Fairhaven. This is said for a drop off. So it says, we've got a bit of time if you want to have a couple of hours while we sort of turn around, reprovision, obviously say bye to your folks, stuff like that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well we'll be here. We'll sort of aim to leave. Can't it now? Looks at the sort of the time key. Let's say mid-afternoon. We'll head on out, and then we'll see how far we can get by the time the sort of the night calls in. See if we can get free of the see if we can get to at the very least to Rover Keep or somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. Just gonna spend the afternoon just saying goodbye.
Can I go back to the house to pick up my diary for Faye so I can communicate with her?
Sure. Okay. See, one back.
Hope is just gonna go to the house and be like, "Turn off it, man."
Oh, I knew you'd be back. Hello.
Hope's just gonna run straight up to Tanglefinger and just give him a massive hug.
Oh, we do hugging now. Oh, okay. And sort of his unfeasibly long arms up and around things and sort of pats him, says, and have you horny bone? That's quite impressive. And I'm fairly sure you had a different model of wings. That's very you can't put me down. Oh, okay, more hugging. Okay, I will do more hugging then. Fine.
I'm just gonna be like, "I missed you."
Oh, I thought I was just very good at dodging. Are you okay? It's been quite some time. I was starting to worry that you'd all gone and left me again, and quite worried.
We got trapped in a time jumpy, skippy thing.
Really fascinating. I have no idea what that means. But Odif's been keeping me busy. Where is Odif?
Odif is we are embarking on something, and Odif is staying somewhere.
Maybe I walk in and go,
You're staying with my wife.
Thanks, Go. This is really very clever. It's far better than anything I've ever pulled on you. I'm going to have to go. So, so wife. Okay, wife. Okay. Goodness, God, you have been busy. And you've left Odif with someone who I've not met before. Okay. Just the two of you. Where's Cole? He doesn't seem to be. No. There he is. I can see you sneaking by. Yeah. Yeah. What's the stair carpet? It's hungry. Fine. Sort of. You see him sort of grab a couple of biscuits and crumble it onto the carpet, and they disappear.
Hope is still hugging.
Yeah,
Tanglefinger.
Tanglefinger very much in that sort of, because Tanglefinger in terms of his body is an enormous great head, a tiny spindly body, very long arms and legs, and sort of very much sort of in this sort of, yes, well, this is very unexpected. I've I would say I've missed this, but I've never had a huddle from you before, and I'm really not quite sure. What I'm waiting for the punchline, and
No,
yeah.
it's fine. I just wanted to give you a hug.
Oh, okay.
Question.
Mm.
So has Arwen been to the house yet, or has
No, he
No.
hasn't.
no? Okay,
No.
I've got a plan.
You're probably sort of, yeah, you're probably, I said Valenia's parents sort of are sort of there. You probably maybe helping them carry the bags or something.
Yeah.
That's when Hope sort of like spins Tanglefinger around, points behind them, and goes, "When?"
Arwen's gonna quickly grab his mace out and go, Hope, there's a creature hugging, killing you, eating you.
Tanglefinger.
Hello. Well, this is awkward.
You are not gonna kill Hope today. I have made sure they stayed alive. I'm not planning for anyone to get killed on my watch. What did you say this creature was? Tanglefinger. You Tanglefinger.
Thank you.
This is maybe I just thought.
Hope's gonna put Tanglefinger down and sort of just like ruffle his head.
Valenia slowly just walks past,
Okay.
walks past them all and goes, "Tea."
Arwen's gonna like put down his mace, but looks so confused.
Well, you're you know, it's nice to meet someone that I don't have a pain in my neck looking up to. Hello. Sort of clambers up onto the sofa next to you, and actually,
You're not an evil creature. He's gonna look up. He wasn't the one trying to hug you to death. You were hugging him to death, weren't you?
Hope goes, Tanglefinger is a Tanglefinger is
very pleased to meet you. Oh, and by the way, the bin's hungry.
Wait, what? Oh, you did mention about mixed. Oh goodness, you mentioned.
Well, yeah, Thorin's so good at the cooking that yeah,
Yes, I recall them mentioning about mimics at home. Okay, what isn't a mimic? So I know what is where is safe to stand and to sit.
oh, everywhere's safe to stand. They'll you know, if they're not comfortable, they'll give a little gentle nibble. And just, what you do, just slap them on the nose like a naughty puppy, and say no in a good firm voice, and all will be well.
Right. I should not have expected anything else from you.
Iron. They don't like iron. Well, they can't. Well, they're not too fussed with it, but they prefer steel. We've got a better crunch apparently. Okay, what?
I should have expected this from them lot.
Bear with me. I have got here. Yes, one. See reasonably up-to-date figures on it. Right. For those who haven't seen it recently, which is pretty much everyone from the last year or so, welcome back
Oh, I've missed this map.
to the DDC's home.
Yeah, I think the last time I saw this place was when we did the reverse heist.
That's right. So just give that a moment to all load up.
I've got to go and change my name of like the token name on it.
Yeah. Go. Yeah. Anything you need to do. But I think that's all pretty much where everyone needs to be. And of course, rain comes scattering down the stairs, sort of in that sort of way that dogs do, where the tail is wagging. I don't know, Ranger Wolf, but it's the same biology. The tail is wagging so hard that the back end, the legs are sort of skittering out left, right, and centre on the wooden surfaces. It comes bounding over and sort of is disciplined enough not to actually knock anyone flying, but certainly is. The ground floor is
On the ground floor.
bing, over there.
Okay, now
Thank
time to move.
The only corner of the map I didn't look.
Yeah.
If you've seen this scene in Baldur's Gate where you pet the dog, Valenia's like that, just.
I don't think Tim's even gotten to getting scratched.
No, not yet. No. But I can imagine having had many dogs, and a great number of dogs, sort of in my life over the years. Yeah. Welcome to the house of the DDC. You see those sort of bay windows down towards the L shape of the room there. The place is well appointed. There's hardly any booby traps, and you're fairly sure that one of those chairs was a little further to the towards the wall before you sat down in it. But you know, it's fine. It feels lovely and comfortable.
Just licks you every now and again.
Yeah. Just you know.
Arwen is looking extremely uncomfortable right now. And he's debating whether or not he should just sit on the floor.
It's herringbone flooring. There's bound to be one of them that is a mimic.
Who knows? At this point, it's easy not to track it. Yes, and sort of Tanglefinger starts scamping around and hugging. Well, for most of you, it's hugging you sort of around kneecap level because that's the kind of level that he's at. Arwen, you get a welcoming sort of around your waist, really, sort of around that sort of. Hello, lovely to meet you. I think we're doing this with everyone now, and sort of gives you a big
he goes
hug.
fully rigid, but he makes sure that his mace is not pointed at, because he's still holding his mace when he's hugged, but he's like kind of like the mace is kind of pointed to the floor, and he's like fully rigid.
Yes. This feels right because yes, I was this stiff when I was being hugged. So yes, this is normal. Hello, and gives you a bigger hug, and then sort of comes over to Kerner, and Kerner sort of seems sort of fairly busy moving around, so just sort of hugs Kerner's tail as they're passing, sort of.
What are you doing?
Well, I didn't want to stop whatever you're doing, so this bit wasn't held on, so I sort of and cup of tea.
Yes, please.
Okay, I'll sort that out. And he sort of reaches between sort of into a space and pulls out a mug, and you don't necessarily want to know how old it is, but there's liquid in it. Well, I just need to go take care of something, and he goes and scampers up the stairs quickly.
Oh no.
That's when Hope looks at Arwen and goes, "Well, this is our house."
Yes, you have talked about your house, and I don't know whether I should be running out here in fear or grounded here in confusion. I'll be quite honest with you, Hope.
Has anybody fed the bench recently?
The bench fed the what? Don't answer that.
Hope grabs like a pack of their rations and sort of like goes outside, starts like talking to the bench, sort of like going, "And how are you today?"
And sort of the backboard of the bench sort of forms, sort of suddenly sort of 8 eyes pop up and sort of big smile. So from what was like a knot and sort of what looked like a spit, sort of big old smile with big old teeth. So
When come and meet the bench.
I heard you correctly, correct? You asked me to meet the bench.
Yes.
An inanimate object. Oh,
yeah, and as you step out, yes, the bench has grown eyes and reasonably expressive for wood, and sort of seems to be grinning at you.
Hope starts feeding the bench.
well, this isn't going to give me any nightmares tonight.
Don't worry, they're all perfectly harmless.
As long as you keep feeding them.
They're mimics. You shouldn't be used to mimics.
That's when Hope goes, "That's not him. It's the bench."
Hello.
Arwen like jumps back with like a very high pitched like yelp, like a squeak, like ah! sort of thing as he like jumps back.
This is Arwen. He's very he's a parrot.
It talks.
Hello.
The mimic talks. Oh, may the sovereign host protect me.
Also, I had a change of name while I was away. My name is now Pope.
Hello.
You're hungry, aren't you?
Why is no one surprised the mimic is talking?
Hello.
Hope continues like feeding the godmother and talking about. It's like a bench version of fucking Groot.
I am bench.
Hello.
That's not like. I mean, I think our bench has grown.
A bench is
Come out and look and go. Looks like it's about to have babies.
babies.
Oh God! Oh
Bench
God!
babies.
Can we mix reproduce?
We can now.
So as a DM now, you have to answer this question.
I mean, you had baby mimics when you first inherited the house, so.
Darren, I think we have baby mimics on the way.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah,
More children. More random children I've got to take care of.
And you guys are very calm about this situation. How do you know that these objects in the household won't, slowly infest the whole town?
There, they like us, we feed them.
Hello.
Yeah, Arwen is now just making a cross with his fingers.
Listen, they've apparently been here. They've been here under Tanglefinger's care for 5 years, and they're still here in the house.
This one isn't. This one's outside the house.
Yeah, but still within the property's
Boundaries.
I just go. Maybe they're reverse vampires. They can't leave without permission.
Can I just say it would suck being that kind of vampire? So can I leave?
No,
Please?
no, you're grounded.
That's when Hope is just gonna be like, who's my good benchy?
Hello. Tanglefinger reappears down the stairs with sort of a bag of things over his shoulder and goes. But it's all nothing.
Tanglefinger, what are you doing?
Logan, I think Logan requests another hello.
Hello.
Armin is now slowly backing into the house.
Back
With a finger.
into a coat rack that gives him a hug.
Yeah, probably bump. No, I feel like he would like bump into like the coat rack and just go. Wah!
It's fine. The coat rack is perfectly fine.
Oh my god. Why are you jumping? It's just a coat rack.
I thought, of course, I knew that. But no.
The pot plant next to it sort of waves happily at you, but
Feels like a bunch of gaslighters.
Yeah, he is just shaking. Like, you know how on the ship it's like, oh, nothing can scare me anymore. Yeah, he regrets saying that. Like, Arwen looks like definitely afraid. Like, he looks like, when we fought the Beholder, he looks as scared as he was then.
There's sort of a definite clattering and then sort of waving a little bit under its weight, but remarkably stably as he balances it on his head and sort of his arms. Sort of Tanglefinger comes sort of like as stable as this, with sort of a big tray with a jar of sort of a kettle, sort of tea, sort of steeping in it, and other things, and sort of cups and glasses, all sort of stacked sort of semi haphazardly and sort of sort of in that way that sort of cups sort of start looking okay, and then sort of starting to sort of curve over more and more and more. Sort of,
Like the Mad Hatter multiple teeth.
yeah. So there's several stacks of those, and they all sort of clink and bounce in and off each other. And nothing's fallen over yet, but he's now sort of trying to sort of weave a way through the benches, through the sofas, to get to the table with it. Yes, he's sort of spinning a little bit to sort of move past, and so there's a bit of a hop and a jump to sort of get himself past through the arms, and so far he hasn't dropped anything. And Valenia, could you make a dex save for me, please?
I certainly can try. I actually lost my screen for a second. Oh,
It's right in front of you.
yeah, 14.
Yeah, no worries. You're able to get out of the way of the kettle as it tips and starts to fall. You don't get burned by any of the spilt tea, and are able to kind of scoop it by the handle and redirect it onto the table without spilling too much or damaging anyone else. Yeah, that's the thing. And sort of, there's only a small clatter as a couple of the piles of cups fall over. He's bought far too many cups and far too many glasses. It's like he's wanting to give you like a multiple choice of what you want to drink out of and things like that. There's various plates of various sizes and sort of bits of cake on some of them, and sort of biscuits and things. And it's you've heard the phrase of, "Oh, I'll just throw something together for tea." Yeah, that's pretty much what he's done. He's just gone into the kitchen and thrown things on the tray and brought it through, and ta-da!
Yeah, Arwen's just gonna poke at the different cups to make sure that he'll take the one that doesn't move, and he's also poking at some like the empty plates and stuff to see which one is safe for him to take.
Owen, we have a rule with our mimics: never take the form of something that we will eat or drink out of.
That's good.
Then why
He's still poking at one of them, at one of the glasses.
then why's one a bin?
Wait, you out of the bit? Oh my God!
Foreign does.
That's one of the skankiest things you've ever said, Leah.
Oh, may the sovereign host save me.
And I think what we'll do there, as it's coming up to 8 o'clock, we will draw curtains on that point. Ready to pick up next time as you begin your next bit of your journey to start to make your way towards Corth. Well, with a stopover in the capital, home of the Silver Flame,
Yes.
and all the things that may pertain to that as well.
Before we stop, sorry, are we planning on resting around this area, or are we just stopping a quick pit stop?
It's literally for a couple of hours, and then you're back on the ship to head on out.
Cool.
Yeah. So again, if there's something you want to quickly get, sort of thing, then we can quickly.
No, I was just saying, Arwen probably, you don't have to roleplay, but just like say for half an hour, he'll probably run out and just like go to the house and just like, because that's like in the same city, and just kind of give like a little brief, sort of.
Yeah, you can do that.
Hi, I'm back. Bye, I'm going.
Right. On that note, then, I shall very carefully hand control of your channel back to you, Leah. Thank you very much for your time, everyone.
It's been a good roleplay session again. It's been a very, very good fun. Moon, are you streaming tomorrow? That's a question.
I am indeed. We stopped. Obviously, I stopped because Christmas stuff. Yeah, but I am streaming Destiny tomorrow as usual.
Yay!
So yeah, streaming schedule back to normal. So Mondays and Thursdays as before.
That is absolutely awesome. We will be back Friday with Destiny and onwards and upwards from the rest of the weekend or whatever, and back next Sunday with D&D.
Yay!
And I think thank you everybody for today. It's been amazing. I needed today. I don't know why. I just needed today.
Well, we all need today. It's Monday. Well, Sunday, not Monday.
It's definitely not Monday. It's the most. It's the Mondayest Sunday in existence. Tim, go and get some sleep.
There we go. Give it a try.
Yeah. Thank you for being an awesome DM as always.
Mm-hmm.
And we will see you later. And on that note, take meds, stay hydrated, and get some sleep. Night night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.